Hello, and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. This is like day 17 of this campaign. We're gonna start a new episode today. So, where we left off last, I was just doing a little bit of a rundown with Twitch chat, but for the YouTube people, just in case you missed it, we just recently became the Emperor. We have not added our capital to the Empire yet, so we are technically still a external king. We need to add our capital to the Empire at least. We need to stop controlling the electors so that we can actually generate imperial authority. We still need to get the achievement, Lessons of Hemmingstedt. I think we're also probably going to go for this Neither Holy nor German achievement in this run. Might as well, considering that we can freely appoint free cities. Right now there are only 3 free cities in the Empire. We have 25 princes at the moment. Where was the number? Right here. So 22 princes, 3 free cities. We had like 13k ducats before the start of this episode, but I spent most of it on manufactories. So that's happening. Current game plan is to basically we're gonna wait. I think we're waiting until we die because we have a weak heir, which will potentially be difficult with the election if we do it right now. So we're going to just hold on to him maybe briefly, not generate any imperial authority until after we get some of this other stuff sorted out. We're going to force France to fight Spain a lot. We're going to try to fix the religion of the empire. We have some people who believe in filthy reformed, including I think Bavaria. Right here. Austria just forced Bavaria to become reformed. We need to fix that. We have one last reformed center that we need to kill. So, that all being said, let's find our troops. We've got 240 some stacks. Got some decent generals. We are declaring war, I think, like right away. So let's just go ahead and play. We probably don't even need to wait for morale of armies. I think we're strong enough to just go beat this guy. Thebes is going to bring in Frankfurt. We gotta check to see if Memmingen is the wrong religion as well. We'll do some co-belligerency. He is already Protestant. We don't care about Memmingen. He's a one province minor. Let's just check and see if there is anyone that we could already grant free city status to. Annoyingly, there is a Diplo macro builder option to revoke free city status, but not a Diplo macro builder option to grant free city status. So that's great. So what we need to do then is just briefly look and see if there are any one province minor princes that would want to become a free city. This guy is negative 1,000 reasons away because he's a militarist. This guy is an elector. Doesn't want to be a free city because he's an elector. You can't be both, apparently. Munster's a one province minor here. Doesn't want to be a free city because he's a theocracy. Expected. What we could do is actually, if we look at it by government type, we're looking for people who are this blue color. That means that they are a republic already. So we're looking for one province minor republics, preferably. There just aren't any, except for the 3 that already are free cities. Hamburg, Bremen, Frankfurt. So it looks like we're probably going to have to create our own. Yeah, the free cities for the achievement need to not be German, but for now I just want to get them spawned. So, alright, anyway, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to take, we're going to do Reconquest, maybe? I think cutting cleaves down to size a little bit would be alright. This guy's got some core here. Reconquest of Hessen. Are there other cores that still exist here, hopefully? We've got Cologne. Cologne still exists as a core. We can make him release that. Looks like we've still got a core for Galray. Core for Trier. Palatinate Mines. Yeah, we got a lot of options with this guy. So we're going to declare Reconquest. This is going to be a little bit more of a surgical phase of the campaign now, where we have to find a way to re-establish the Empire, starting basically from scratch. That's a lot of dudes right there. Munster separatists. Now, this might seem like a big risk, but you gotta remember that morale, like, matters, but only The first 12 days of combat, morale can't really go to 0. It's just not possible. Like, 12 days of combat has to happen. So even though we have no morale, our max morale is what determines what kind of morale casualties we inflict. So we can have no morale. We'll keep fighting at 0.00 morale for the first 12 days. And in the first 12 days, we're just going to win the fight. So I'm not even worried about this. It shouldn't be a problem. Plus, we had a monthly tick anyway, so we're even more likely to be fine. Unless they pile in really, really efficiently. But winning that battle just gave us the morale back that we needed. Again, stack wipe. Unconcerned. Actually, I'm going to consolidate 2 of these. Because we had too many. Now we're good. Can I please show army tab? Sure. Do client states count as princes? They do if you core the land yourself, add it to the empire. If you conquer new land, and then try to release uncored land as a client state, they will not be part of the empire. And they will not join. So there are ways that we can force more princes to spawn. But let's go try to knock down Mr. Frankfurt's walls next. I want to get this war taken care of quickly. Influence over Aachen, we'll renew that, that's fine. If we have some rebels that would like to fight us. Okay, there's the Siege of Frankfurt. Let's go ahead and separate peace him for forced religion. And many of you probably already know this, but I think it's just worth mentioning, and just in case. When you use forced religion on somebody, the only province that it converts is their capital. So if you were to, say, attack Spain, and I know it's not possible because of their size, but let's just say, for example, you were able to enforce religion on them, their entire country would stay Catholic except their capital, which would flip to Protestant. So because he only has one province, we're going to force this to become our religion. This happens to be where a center of reformation exists, and because this act of forcing the one province he has to become Protestant forces it, even though the center of reformation has local missionary strength -5, it's going to instantaneously kill the center of reformation. Like so. So one less person. And it is true that the centers of reformation are going to despawn soon anyway, so it's not really a huge issue to actually get them converted, but just having one less thing trying to convert stuff is convenient. Okay, there's Paderborn. Oh, hey, there we go, finally. Switzerland declared their independence war against Denmark. Fantastic. Let's hope that they win. In fact, they desire some of the Danish land, so I'm just probably going to subsidize him because I want him to do well. I think he's going to win anyway, but let's just give him like 15, 20 ducats a month. Ah, screw it. Give him 30. Go ahead, field a big-ass army. A big-ass one. I want you to field a big-ass army. An army of ass. Did I say Switzerland? I meant Sweden. Sorry. In my head, for some reason, they're the same sometimes. I know that makes no sense, but it happens. Alright, let me think about this for a second. If we bankrupt Cleves, it's possible that rebels will enforce demands and break him apart for us automatically, not costing us any diplo points. But it's also equally possible that his neighbors will just pounce on him. And we do not yet have the reforms passed to really prevent anything. So it would require us to like get involved with the war and do other stuff to protect him, which we might just end up doing. So we're going to want to release as many nations as possible. I talked about this before the start of the episode, but I want to just mention it again here. Once you become the emperor and you've made the decision that you're going to revoke the priveligia, you're going to pass all the reforms, You basically need to just get it through your head that any Diplo points you spend in the management of the Empire is effectively Diplo points that you would have had to spend to diplomatically integrate land in the future. Because when you revoke the priveligia, you instantaneously are going to, get this land if you ever actually do the final revoke. I always say revoke the priveligia, but it's actually renovatio imperi. So when you finally do this reform, you basically are getting the land inherited as if you spent Diplo points. Any Diplo points we spend now toward this end are effectively the same thing. Make sense? So even though I'm normally super stingy when it comes to like spending my Diplo points on stuff that doesn't directly benefit me, in this case, I'm willing to do it. So we want to release as many of these little derps as we can. The primary purpose of this war was to force that center of reformation to die and to correct the religion of a prince. We had an errant prince who was not believing in the right faith. There are still 4 more heretic princes that we need to solve. Looks like Brandenburg is... Pomerania is 1. We don't have a CB against Pomerania. He's allied to Wurzburg. We'll find a way. We can engineer a way to get over there. How's my navy in this campaign? It's, underbuilt right now. Thanks for pointing that out. We need a lot more ships. Just go up to like 150. Why aren't we earning points? Because right now we control electors. And we're just not worried about it yet. So as far as who we're going to spit out, what we really care about is as many individual tags as possible, but we also want to make sure that they're not going to just immediately get killed again. This does seem pretty good, just releasing these 4. Miss out on the Palatinate and Trier. Warn everyone around us. A bit tedious, but yeah, we could do it. We want to release the Palatinate or Cologne. We want to break his country in half if possible. This is going to make it difficult for him to prevent rebellion. He's still going to have a connection through here. Yeah, Cologne having 2 separated provinces is not ideal for him. But him having 2 separated provinces is also somewhat okay, because if someone does conquer him, then he'll still exist. All we care about is the existence of the tag. Whether they're at their full size or not doesn't matter to us whatsoever. So one thing we could do is, instead of doing a 2-province thing like this, if we were to take this land, we pay aggressive expansion, but then we can use return core ourselves to create that tag again as a 1-province minor instead of a 2-province minor. In this case, I think we're probably going to want to avoid the aggressive expansion, though, because we did a lot with the vassalization. You could release Cologne using Oberpfalz. Oberpfalz. What, you mean like with a war with Bavaria? Or Bohemia? Sure. We could... I think we'll ignore the Palatinate for now. I think I'd rather release Trier over Cologne. And then normally I've been like going for money, but we're not going to take money because we would like to keep the truces shorter. So we can also force him to return core to people if it helps us when it comes to election. Right now our electors are Anhalt, Hesse, Aachen, Liège, Wurzburg, Salzburg, Bohemia. Wurzburg is an elector. Wurzburg hates us. And he does have some core, so if we can return land to him, that'd be fine. Okay, I'm fine with this. 96 diplo points, we gain 22 prestige. There's no aggressive expansion, so if we have any disloyal people, I want to go ahead and placate Switzerland first. It's nice being the emperor because we automatically get military access to the entire empire whenever we're at war. Okay, so that helped out a little bit. We're still, it says 25. It takes a month to update that. So now I have 29 princes. What do we want to work on next? We probably should just break this relationship with Aachen. If we break it like this, because they're loyal, they will lose 200 opinion, which is real bad because he's still an elector. So we don't want to do it like that. You actually want to Scottish toggle them until they're disloyal, and then break the relationship. Then they don't lose that. Yeah, it's possible that some of these little derps might become free cities, but if we make these into free cities, it's going to make it more difficult to get that other achievement. This guy's at negative 19 reasons. They are a monarchy. Their opinion, it looks like it's 1 reason per opinion, so we could get 8 more reasons if we maxed relations. If we had more Diplo Rep, we could go higher. We get a Diplo Rep advisor. We already have one. Does it not give you less of an opinion hit if you are 100, if we 100% OPM? I think yeah. I think that being forced to release them. Let's see. What's the name of the modifier? Our Overlord abandoned us. I think you get our Overlord abandoned us if you break the relationship. Can't remember if you still get that same exact modifier when you lose a war. I'm not sure, but it's the cheapest, easiest way, quickest way to do it. Okay, what are we doing next? We have a CB on Utrecht. Utrecht is allied to nobody, but they're part of the trade league with Venice. Venice. We already have Conquest on Venice. I think we need to get started having France fight Spain. We call him in on a promise of territory. Let's just make this happen, I think. We'd probably rival Venice. Our power projection is kind of low right now. Or we could rival Spain. I think it makes sense to just rival Spain then. Maybe, no, we should rival Venice first, because he's likely to become invalid. Rival Venice, then we'll rival Spain. Okay, I know I'm taking my time, but empire management's way more complicated than other stuff, so... What specifically do we want to do next? If we were to die right now, we retain control of the empire. So that's fine. We want to sort that last couple prince issue. So we've got Austria as the wrong religion. We've got Bavaria. And we've got Pomerania. Also, Utrecht is the wrong religion. Alright. Let's declare our war on Genoa. Just get started on France fighting Spain. Make sure we promise territory so this doesn't cost us any favors. Scotland's still an ally, but I think he doesn't want to become our vassal, right? Dutch economic base, right? So we just rivaled Venice. This will work out great. We're going to declare war on Genoa, make France fight Spain. While that's happening, I'm going to also declare my own war to force Utrecht to be the right religion. And we'll go humiliate Venice as a separate piece. Economically, we're making far less money right now because we are subsidizing Sweden like 30 ducats a month. Let's start improving relations with other electors. Basically every elector, even if they hate us. I want to make sure that we get those maxed out so we have more options available. Okay, that all being said, I'm going to take a short break here. Spain releases Florence. He lost his war. Wow. He released Florence. This land is not part of the Empire right now, but if we were to add this land back to the Empire... Actually, he does have adjacency to the Empire due to this. So in theory, Florence, if we like him enough, he could ask us to join the Empire for protection. If he's feeling threatened by his neighbors, it's possible. We can't make him into a free city if he's not part of the Empire. Gotta be a prince first. Also, we could just fabricate on him and then just go murder him and then release him again. I feel like this is a good opportunity, so let's get a claim on this land. Ship some dudes off. It's fine. Alright, cool. I gotta take a short break here. I know this is real slow. Apologize. First episode of the day, so bear with me. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you soon.